What's good, guys? We're back at it again with another video. As you can see from the title, today we got Trey Parker. He actually is class of 2023. I didn't even know that, but he is probably one of the most popular basketball players that are in the country right now. I did look up, rankings, things like that. He's not currently ranked, but I do know, playing with Mikey, playing on the national stage, that national schedule, as of right now, he's one of the most popular players in the country. You guys have been requesting him for a while. I don't know if you guys knew this. I just figured this out. This is actually Trey Parker's brother. And if you've been in basketball for a while, at least as long as I have, Trey Parker is basically a high school basketball legend. Like, his mixtape is literally one of the best, if not, he's definitely in my top 5. I would think so, because, bro, I used to watch that religiously. Like, that little scoop dunk Quay used to do, bro, that was when I was in high school, that was the craziest thing I ever seen in my life. Like, I literally thought, bro, is this dude even human? So this is his little brother. And, we've already done the Montverde against vertical breakdown. And then we did the Mikey breakdown. We did 2 of his games. But as I'm watching those games, I keep seeing this one kid. We've already said in that breakdown, Mikey, at least he got off to a slow start, because I am seeing he just dropped 50 the other night, and then 42 in another game, I think it was. But I think he was just getting into a slow start. But he had his teammate, this one teammate, number 5. I'm like, bro, who is this kid? Because he out here looking crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. And then I figured it out, looked him up. Trey Parker, you guys have been requesting him for a while, so I'm not gonna hold you guys up any longer. Let's go. Trey has no problem pulling up from 3 at any point in the possession, as you can see here, coming off a handoff and off the dribble. He has no problem taking the shot, and on this catch and shoot situation, because of the way he jumps, he can usually get a shot off. Again, this is the type of player that if you give him any room at all, it's gone, and most likely is gonna go in. Trey is a big-time shot maker, but he can get a little tunnel vision with his scoring. I want you guys to notice how he has 3 other teammates open on the perimeter, but like we always say with great players, they can make bad shots become good shots. Because of his tunnel vision, he can get baited into tough shots at times. What I always say, if that defender can give you a high 5 in your release, it's a bad shot. Like I said before, Trey is the type of player that you can't give any type of space at all off the ball, or it's up. His pull-up is the deadliest weapon in his arsenal, and as you saw against Montverde and against this team, it doesn't matter who he's playing against, he can get it off. Because his primary weapon of scoring is his pull-up, though, there are times in pick-and-roll situations that defenders know what he's going to do, so they can be there ready for the shot. If you guys didn't know, this is Trey Parker's brother, so you know the bounce is different. I know this is getting repetitive, but if you don't pick this dude up by the volleyball line, it's over with. He also has great reaction time and instincts to go along with his handle that allows him to score in many different situations. Nothing to say about this but tough shot maker, and one. Trey's athleticism allows him to make plays that other players simply can't make, as you can see here, contorting his body in all different ways, but also focusing to finish at the rim. And as you're going to see on this next play, great reaction time getting by the defender. And like I just said, he has a plethora of acrobatics to finish around the rim. Even though Trey does prefer the pull-up jumper, he does drive occasionally, and this is a big-time floater, especially with the time and score. Okay, so Trey Parker, right? He is class of 2023, so this actually leads up, because we are trying to just get through the whole 2023 class, see where everybody is, so we can make the rankings, at some point. But, you guys know how I try and make the breakdowns. I try and add, teaching points or things like that. Like, okay, he did this in the game. Maybe, one of the people that watch the channel, it happens to them this same way. So if I tell them, okay, maybe they can add that into their game, they can get better, things like that. But as I'm making Trey's breakdown, I get towards the end of it, and I'm looking back, and I'm like, wait, this looked like highlights. Like, we don't have, there's barely anything. Like, the only thing that I was really talking about, was shot selection. And, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I even watched some of them twice. Like, okay, did I miss anything? Like, okay, was he really just, you know what I'm saying? This dude is having one of the, at least in these first 2 games, this is probably one of the best starts I've seen for an unranked player in a while. For a high school season, and for an unranked player, this is one of the best starts. We'll start with this Montverde game, right? So we know, like I said in the Mikey breakdown, when Mikey, I've noticed, when Mikey plays, bigger players, things like that, he'll struggle sometimes, or he's not as effective as he is against, not as good talent. Trey Parker is out there cooking Montverde. Cooking. This is a 6'1", 6'2" point guard. And I mean like cooking, right? Now, I think he understands, again, at least against Montverde, he understood, okay, these are bigger players, stronger players, not athletic. We're not going to say athletic because this dude is a freak like Quay. Like, it's ridiculous, but they're bigger, they're stronger, they may not drive as much. But this dude is out there shooting it like, I'm gonna be honest, like I haven't seen I haven't seen players like just shoot like this. Now I do have to say this. One thing I am noticing, with the vertical and team prep schools like that, or just schools like that is, when they make these highly touted matchups, like Mikey just played Hansel, things like that. I'm noticing that there isn't a lot of defense being played in these games, and a lot of the times it's really just a whole lot of ISOs, right? So I will say that about Trey. If there's anything that he should work on, things like that, it does look like a lot of his game is ISOs. It's ISOs. He's really just trying to break you down and he's pulling up. But the thing is about that pull up, bro, he's getting it off against everybody because at 6'1", 6'2", and he's a freak athlete. But he's a freak athlete that he uses it in his game, like if that makes sense. So you have athletes like dudes that are like, okay, they're freaking stuff in warm-ups, windmills, things like that. But when they get in the game, they can barely dunk or like they're getting their jump shots blocked. This dude is using his bounce on his jump shot. So when you're playing against 6'5", 6'6" guards that Montverde has, it doesn't matter. He's pulling up, raising over him. And I'm watching Montverde's bench when he's hitting these shots, and I see a lot of them looking like looking at each other, like, who is that? Like, cause he was really cooking, right? So Montverde, he's cooking. I don't know how much he had at the end of the game, but he making almost every jump shot from everyone on the court. He wasn't driving as much, but I understand that they're bigger, stronger. So he gets to that next game against, Carlos Boozer's sons. And it's the same thing. Like I said, like it got repetitive in the video, but like this dude, like you can't be off the ball on him. And if you are guarding him, I'm giving up the drive because if he gets a bit of space, he's shooting it. Now we do have to talk about that shot selection, right? As you saw, there were times that he gets a little bit of tunnel vision. So he'll have the three teammates open on the perimeter. And he'll just, I don't know if he looks him off or he's just so into himself scoring that he just shoots it. But like I said in the video, and we say it in all my other videos, good players can make bad shots look like good shots. If it goes in, all of a sudden it is a good shot. So even though he's taking all these contested jumpers, when they go in, they're good shots. But when they don't go in is when there's a problem, right? So there were times when Montverde, like especially as the game went on, of course it was a blowout, but he started taking bad shots and they'd lead out to layups on the other end, or even when they played Carlos Boozer's team, when the talent was a little bit, closer, they were up, right? But with him and Mikey started taking these contested jumpers, these things like that, and when they're not dropping, all of a sudden Carlos Boozer's son team get back in the game and they force overtime. So it's kind of like he has to find that balance between, okay, I am nice like that, I can pull up whenever I want, and most of the time it is going to go in, but you have to find that balance, like, okay, I do have to drive sometimes, but we can't get to the driving too, like against Carlos Boozer's team because of his athleticism. I call it functional athleticism. This dude is out here contorting his body and doing things like, bro, like not even looking at the rim, like just flying in the air and making a decision after he jumps in the air. Players like that, bro, it's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. Now, in terms of his like ranking, I gotta see him play a little more, to see, is he a top 100 player, things like that. But in terms of his start to this high school season for an unranked player, I haven't seen someone, jump out the gate like this against top talent too. Not against just playing, who and who over here. He's playing against Montverde and he's cooking them. And he looks like one of the top 3-4 players on the court against Montverde, and they have top 100. So, you know what I'm saying? I have to see a little bit more of him, see him play a little bit more, do a little bit more. Like, because a lot of the time now, like I just said, it's a lot of just pulling it and he knocking it down. But, I want to see him, come off the pick and roll because he is a point guard. So in college, he is going to have to do a little more of that, facilitating passing. But all in all, like, this dude is a bucket, a shot maker. I call Jaden Hardy, like they call Hardy, like 6-star Hardy, because this dude, like, is a shot maker. He can make any shot on the court. In no way am I saying, like, he's, like, 6-star, but, like, this dude is a tough shot maker. He makes any shot. He's making and one, fading, leaning. This dude is just a bucket. Simply a bucket. Like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want one-on-one instruction, I am still getting like DMs about, breakdowns, things like that. Hit my website, hit my Patreon for story times, things like that are a little more real than what I can put on YouTube. Again, appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys next time with the next video.